Hello everybody, Nitro's my name, Gene's my game. If you think I'm lame, then get away from my fame. So yeah, by the time this video is posted, I think the update's gonna be on its way, right? So I will include Piccolo and Byakuya in this, even though they're not here right now. Get baited, but I will make a normal update video later probably. Yeah, so who's the strongest character in Shonen Unleashed canonically? Like, I'm sorry for the bait, but let's do some power scaling. Have a somewhat creative idea. If it's mid, it's mid. Whatever. What do you think? How Guts is probably like a better in-game character than Goku, right? When Goku fucking solos, then it is what it is. But is Goku the strongest? Not necessarily, because we are taking the base skins, not actually like, for example, the gods, Battle of Gods forms or whatnot. So it's gonna be their base like versions here. Alongside their variations will also be separate characters, even though they might not change much. And speaking of like the weakest character, it's not Guts, it's Inosuke. Demon Slayer, Demid Slayer, classic building level verse. Maybe multi-save block being generous, right? And what do you want to say? Like, he's all right. His speed scaling is decent too. I'm not gonna spoil too much, but upper 2 level, or like not even relative, I guess. So yeah, but not far behind is Tanjiro from season 3, or the Swordsmith Village arc. Because he has a Dragon Dance move here. I mean, like, yeah, he's a main character, but at this point he's not as strong as some of the other characters, or as he is in the manga. Obviously, that's why his scaling is not too dissimilar from Inosuke. Then Gyu is gonna come in at number 26, simply because he has his Demon Slayer mark, and that's slightly better scaling. So yeah. Now this next placement might be a tad bit controversial, but I'm sorry, Guts Berserk fans, but Guts, his entire point is that he's superhuman, but he's fighting like somewhat superhuman threats. I mean, he has his awakening, which is the Berserker armor, which boosts his scaling above Demon Slayer in my opinion. But other than that, he's not too far behind like multi-save block, maybe like town level being generous, and some decent speed scaling too. But it is what it is. Still good series. The number 24, sorry, Itadori Yuji. At least with Sukuna, I think with Sukuna he's definitely above Guts. Even Sukuna from like season 2 is already like 15 fingers, so like that's good enough for like town level easily, maybe city level, right? Some highball. I'm not gonna highball him too much. Like, let's calm down, bro. But yeah, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Speed scaling is a bit more iffy, but again with Sukuna, it's also around that lightning ballpark, so that's good. So bear with me. I just realized that this list kind of gets a bit harder because of a lot of these characters are like actually close in power because of their versions. I just realized. So bear with me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's fine. But yeah, they're around the same place, right? So number 23 is gonna be Zoro from One Piece, at least pre-time skip in this version. I think this is based on Alabasta. I might be wrong, but he should be like he defeated Mr. One, right? Which actually that might be worse that actually might be weaker than Sukuna, but let's be generous. Let's say he's like from the Kuma fight to whatever, but like they're around the same tier, like, and he's stronger than Itadori at least, so I think there's that. But yeah, rip One Piece fans. Anyways, without further ado, unfortunately at 22 is gonna be Jonathan Joestar. I think with some mid-ball scaling, like, I think people are more inclined to think that JoJo characters like city block or like building level even. But I would give him the town scaling. It might be a bit iffy, but I think it's valid. But I think even Jonathan and Jotaro would probably like defeat the people above them, like around the same tier. But if we're talking strictly power rather than abilities or like durability negation, I think Jonathan at 22 is fine. I think people underestimate part 1 and 2 characters a little bit, but he does scale to the massively faster than light feats, just based on the fact that he can fight against the prime version of Dio physically, at least. I'm not saying the world is weaker, but He still gets the scaling from later parts, and he's a pretty strong Himon user overall, even though he gets outclassed in part 2. And then number 21, I think, has to be Jotaro. You know, let's keep it fair, consistent. You know, I think it's not a big gap between them, even though Star Platinum is like one of the strongest stands, or like the strongest stand physically, at least by statements. He could probably get an island level, yeah, but you know that's very iffy scaling. So I'll be a bit conservative. Meet you guys at the middle. 21 is fine, but he could probably defeat a lot of people on the higher than him with time stop and maybe some like JoJo IQ stuff, you know. But yeah, 21's fine. Anyways, at number 20, we actually have Sasuke. And look, I'm a Naruto fan too. I'm not saying he's weak. Don't get me wrong, but this is Kid Sasuke and the regular version with Curse Mark 1. So, bear with me. Oh, I forgot part 4 Jotaro. Oh my god, sorry. 20 is like Jotaro part 3, 21 is part 4 Jotaro. Or, yeah, like, that's my fault. Anyways, number 19 is going to be Sasuke. At least with Curse Mark 1. You know, he's pre-time skip Naruto actually has some decent scaling, I'd say. Like, generally, like, people don't realize it, but maybe in terms of speed, but like also in the lightning ranges, right? Attack power, we're starting to approach mountain level, maybe even higher. But let's stick to mountain level for now, just to be generous. Consistent and fair. So yeah, I think Sasuke is pretty strong. I think Asura Zoro right after Sasuke is a bit funny, but yeah, Asura Zoro is gonna come in at number 18, right? Yeah. He's a bit stronger than his previous incarnation, but not too much. He's still from pre-time skip, obviously, but you know he has aura, so I mean, I'll give him that, to be honest. And yeah, well, I put base regular Luffy above Asura Zoro. Ooh, Gear second is pretty strong too. And I like Zoro as a character, so I'm actually not that much, but still, it's hard to say. Is it 18? You know, like look, I'll say like, I'll say 18 is Luffy, 17 is Shura Zoro, and then 16 is Marineford Luffy. So yeah, I think again Gear second is pretty strong. He has Haki in this one, so he might actually be some of that post time skip pizzazz. But even so, I think that wouldn't really increase his position by that much, more like 1 or 2 spots maybe. And so yeah, I think this is a pretty fair placement. He has some nice scaling. He could possibly be relativistic to light speed or even faster than light. But nah, let's go with relativistic for now. A mountain level, reaching into island level almost, but not quite, you know. Then he has some nice abilities too, and great stamina, endurance, whatever. So yeah, I think Marineford Luffy here is pretty fair. Then 16 is gonna be... Sorry, number 15 is going to be Naruto, Kid Naruto. You know, pretty strong, you know. Even as a kid, he has that QB chakra, right? I mean, that's literally the awakening name. But like Zero Tail form, even that one is pretty strong. Can beat up Curse Mark 1 Sasuke, obviously. And he scales like what, Kimimaro possibly, or like Gaara partially transformed, stuff like that. And yeah, he's stronger than some Jonin at this rate, and that's why, you know, post time skip with like pain and whatnot, it's not a big increase in power, obviously. So yeah, I think it's a pretty fair placement. He potentially has FTL feats already with Haku, but even not, you know, still in that massively hypersonic at the very least. Then number 14, Curse Mark 2 Sasuke, obviously. You know, he's a bit stronger than Naruto's Zero Tail Cloak form at that point, and he actually grows a bit stronger afterwards. So yeah, they're very close, you know. It's like, I don't have to explain it really. Everyone's favorite character, Renji. Yeah, Renji's coming at number 13. If I haven't lost count. So yeah, he's kind of a jobber in Bleach, but you know, Bleach is still pretty strong, and he has Bankai, so he has that country level scaling, I'm gonna say. And like, massively hypersonic, potentially higher. You know, I don't like Bleach, but it is what it is. Power, who cares? The number 12. Number 12 is actually going to be Byakuya. I don't know, he's not in the game yet, whatever, bro. But, like, yeah. I think he's pretty close to number 11. Ichigo base, at least, like, Ichigo this form. Ichigo's only higher because of his ultimate, which has the hollow mask. So he's stronger than Byakuya in that state, even though it's temporary. So I'd say that's why I put Ichigo one place higher. And then at number 10, fortunately at number 10, I thought it was going to be higher, but it is what it is. Deku from My Hero Academia. It's because his form here is towards the end already, but it's not quite at like season 7, but like more so season 6, which isn't too far off. Obviously, he has the 100%, which is all virtually the same. He's using some of his other quirks too, and he has World Smash, so he could potentially be higher. But you know, I'll be generous. I won't be too biased. Then we'll put him number 10. Then number 9, obviously, Shoto Todoroki. Like, if you want to ask me why I put him above Deku, I'm biased, if you can tell by my profile picture. Like, he has Phosphor, it's like his final form. I think his feats against Dabi are pretty good. I'd say it's more impressive than, like, defeating, what's the guy from the movie. So, in my opinion, Shoto's a bit high. It's just edges out a little bit, you know. It's actually his final form, you know. Like, end of series, basically. And he has some very good hacks too, and you know, obviously speed scaling by that point is like what, relativistic to FTL for both these characters. Anyways, number 8, I'm actually gonna give it to White Ichigo, or is it White or Zangetsu? Someone correct me, but I think, yeah, White. Just because he has that Vastolore Day form that's gonna release today in the update, which, I mean, that just like screws up the scaling, actually pushes him much higher. But you know, I'm not, it's a bit iffy if it's like the same as like regular Vastolore Day, so I'm not gonna put him too high. And he's like pretty similar to the other Bleach characters mentioned before. Number 7, it's gonna be 1000-Year Blood Ward Renji. I think that's fair. You know, no one cares about this guy, but like, yeah, at that point he can defeat a Steinritter by himself, at least in Bankai. So I think that's pretty decent. But scaling isn't too far off. Like, at that point, it's like multi-continental and like relativistic, but being generous. Maybe even moon level, but nah, I think that's pushing it for Renji at least. And then what else? Number 6. Number 6 is gonna be the monkey Vegeta, at least from the Namek Saga. Saiyan Saga. Monkey Uzaru was a very cool form, you know, and whatnot. He has those planetary feats, basically, you know, Dragon Ball, and faster than light. But he gets edged out by the other, whoever remains, like, I think pretty obviously. Number 5 is gonna be Goku from Kaioken Gamble. Actually, sorry, not Namek Saga, but Namek Saga is right after at number 4. I don't know, when 20 times Kaioken, it's good. Like, I think it's stronger than Uzaru for sure, because it's like a 20 times boost, obviously. A little bit versus 10, and he was stronger than Vegeta with Kaioken 4. It's a bit, the logistics are a bit weird, but yeah, it's pretty strong, you know, same feats, honestly, planetary plus FTO, whatever. Then Namek Goku has a Super Saiyan, is easily star level, maybe in Solar System, I'd argue. So yeah. And but from Namek Saga, so that's why he is weaker than number 3, Saiyan Saga Vegeta, which actually from the Cell games, because you know, I'd say he's a bit stronger in the Cell games, at least Super Saiyan wise, than Super Saiyan in the previous saga. So I think that's pretty fair. Number 2 is gonna be Saitama. Unfortunately, not even glazing. It's true because this is actually manga Saitama. He has of the omnidirectional. So it's from the Garu fight, like objectively. So yeah, galaxy level. Wait, is it galaxy level? Yeah, galaxy level, massively faster than light. Plus, like it's a big jump, and I think it's pretty fair. So it is what it is. The number 1 is actually gonna be Piccolo. Piccolo, because he's from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Do I have to explain why that's multiversal and uh, insanely massively faster than light to like potentially infinite speed? Like the jump in power is actually funny. It's actually funny because they add the new character they're adding is the strongest one canonically. But yeah, okay, yo, this kind of a crack post to me. I was like, the further this list went on, the more obvious it was. But a lot of these people actually range in like the mid tiers from like what small city to town level to like country or multi-continental. I mean, that's a big gap, but like in that range, which is funny. Makes sense that they're all like relative in power in game. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and my voice is dead.